Hello everyone and welcome to a brand new Minecraft pixel art tutorial. And today I'm going to be showing you how to make my Deadpool pixel art. So, the blocks that you're going to be needing for this pixel art are black wool, white wool, snow, birchwood planks, jungle wood planks, oak wood planks, spruce wood planks, brown wool, spruce wood, orange wool, red wool, netherrack, and nether brick. So, let's head over to the center block that you should have already placed. And starting on the right side of the center block, so starting on this block, this grass block, you're going to count all the way up to the number 66. Now, I do recommend using two types of blocks, say, for instance, the black wool and white wool, placing, say, 10 white wools, then 10 black wools, then another 10 white wools, so on and so forth, so you don't lose count in case you're talking to a friend or you get distracted, because just counting like this 1, 2, 3, 4 can sometimes mess you up and you can miscount. And of course we never count the center block or the placement block, so you're going to start counting from this grass block all the way up to the number 66. And when you reach the number 66, you're going to switch to the placement block, which is the bookshelf, and you're going to destroy the grass block that is 66 and put a placement block in the ground like so. And then after you're done doing that, you're going to switch to the splash potion, and then you're just gonna make hamburgers later on. Alright, so go ahead and pause the video now and count up to the number 66, destroy that grass block, and put a placement block in the ground like that. So once you've done that, you're going to fly back to the center block, and starting on the left side now, so starting on top of this grass block, this is 1, you're going to count all the way up to the number 68. Now remember, it's better to place blocks and count them instead of just counting the grass block, because you might lose place. So that's 1, 2, 3, and so on and so forth, and you're going to count all the way up to the number 68. Destroy the grass block, that is 68, and put a placement block. Now, you're not destroying the grass block that comes after or before the number 68. It's the 68th block, so destroy the grass block, and put the placement block there. So pause the video now to do that. So once you've done that, we're going to start off with the black wool. Now, with the black wool, you're going to start on top of the left placement block that you placed here. It's, in other words, the second placement block that you put in the ground. So, starting on top of this placement block, you're going to place 4 sets of 2s going up on the left side. 4 sets of 2s. So that's 1, 2, 1, 1, 2, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 4. Now, if you're new to my tutorials, this is completely new to you. I use so many terms that make it a lot easier and a lot faster, I would say, to complete these pixel arts. So if you're new, just try to bear with me, try to see what I do and what I say, and I'm sure eventually you'll understand. And be sure to use the placement blocks. Don't do this. If I say something along the lines of 3 blocks diagonal, I do not want you to be doing this. Absolutely not, because say if I said something like 5 blocks going diagonal, and you do something silly like this, using the same block, that is just the old way of doing pixel arts, especially when it comes to my pixel arts. They are very large, and it's very easy to make a mistake by accidentally leaving one of those blocks that you forgot to delete, or maybe you forgot that you weren't supposed to delete, say this, and you accidentally delete it. It's just so much problems. So I do recommend using the placement block to get to your place. So in other words, 3 blocks diagonal would look like this. Now, you know exactly which blocks to get rid of. Now, you could say, oh, I'm good at pixel art, so I know I'll never destroy it. But looking at this example, you can clearly see what blocks are the easiest to spot to break. I mean, this, say you look away, you look back, and you're like, oh, wait, what was I supposed to do again? But no, you know exactly which blocks to destroy. You can get the 3 blocks. Now, this is just a small example. For those of you who are not new, you know exactly how large these pixel arts can get and how easy it is with the placement blocks. So, that was the quick tutorial within a tutorial. So that was the 4 sets of 2s going up on the left. Now you're going to place 4 blocks going up. It's actually going to be 2 sets of 4s. So it's 2 sets of 4s. What that means is you're going to place 4 2 times going up on the left. So 4 sets, not 4 sets, but 2 sets of 4s. 2 sets of 4s. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. That's whenever I say a number after I say the amount of blocks that are placed. Obviously, that's the set. So I said 1, 2, 3, 4. Then 1. That means 1 set. 1, 2, 3, 4, 2. And whenever I say the number after the number of blocks I placed, that's, again, the number set. So that was 2. So that was 2 sets of 4s going up on the left. So that was 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 2. It's not too hard. I know it's confusing at first, but believe me, it's pretty simple once you understand it. Now, you're going to place 8 blocks going up on the left side. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Fly down and get rid of that. So it should look like this. Now you're going to go back to the first set, not the second set, but the first set of the 2 sets of 4s going up on the left. So this is the first set, and this is the second set. We're going back to the first set. Starting on top of the first set, you're going to place 3 blocks going up. So that's 1, 2, 3. So it looks like this. Now let's go back up to the 8 blocks going up on the left, and starting from the top block, you're going to place 8 blocks going up on the right side. 8 blocks going up on the right. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 blocks. Let's get rid of the placement block, and it should look exactly like this so far. Now you're going to move underneath the 8 blocks going up on the right. So moving underneath it, so starting from there, you're going to place 2 blocks going down. So that's 1, and that's 2. So it looks like this. Now let's go to the top of the 8 blocks going up on the right. So going to this block, switch to the placement block, and starting on the right side of this block, so starting from there, you're going to place 1 placement block. So it looks like this. Now switch to the black wall, and starting underneath the placement block, place 2 blocks going down. That's 1, 2. I'll get rid of that, and it should look like this. Now going back to the top block again of the 8 blocks going up on the right, so going back to that block there, you're going to place 6 blocks going up on the left side. So 6 blocks going up on the left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now place 3 blocks going up on the right side. 1, 2, 3. Now place 2 sets of 2s going up on the right side. 2 sets of 2s. It's 1, 2, 1. 1, 2, 2. So it looks like this. Now place 2 blocks going diagonal up to the right. That's 1, and that's 2. Now, what I'm going to do, I don't really do this. It's kind of rare that I do this, but I actually want you to complete this pixel art. So I'm just going to give you a little recap of what we placed. Now, I know this might be a waste of time to some of you, but I actually want you to complete this pixel art tutorial. So, first, starting on top of the placement block there, we put on the left side of the center block, you placed the 4 sets of 2s. And I want you to do this with me, just to double check. So, come down here. We placed the 4 sets of 2s, so that was 1, 2, 1, 1, 2, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 4. That was the 4 sets of 2s. Then, you placed the 2 sets of 4s. 2 sets of 4s. So, it's 1, 2, 3, 4. That's 1. And then it was 1, 2, 3, 4. That was 2. Now, this extra part here, that's on top of these 4, it was the 3 blocks going up. So that was 1, 2, 3. So it should look like this so far. Then, we went back to this block here. and you place the 8 blocks going up. This is supposed to be 8. Count it if you have the placement block here in your hand. Just make sure, just double check. It's not going to kill you to double check. So 8 blocks going up on the left side. So now we were here at this block. Then you placed the 8 blocks going up on the right side. So starting from there, not this. Starting from there, that was the 8 blocks going up on the right. So that was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Then we went back down, and underneath the 8 blocks, you placed these 2 blocks here underneath it. So it should look like that. Then we went back up here. We placed the placement block on the right side of the 8 blocks going up on the right. And you placed the 2 blocks going down there. Then we went back to this block, had the 6 blocks going up on the left side. Then we placed the 3 blocks going up on the right here, and then we placed the 2 sets of 2s. Here's 1, 2, 1, 1, 2, 2, and then the 2 blocks going diagonal. Like I said, again, I don't really do this. It's kind of rare that I go ahead and give you a little recap of what I've done, but I really want you to complete this pixel art, unlike, I don't know, some random tutorials that'll just tell you, alright, press this, put this here, put that there, okay, now we're going to move, blah, 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 blah. My pixel arts really aren't like that. I try to make these tutorials easy for you to follow. So, starting from the 2 blocks going at diagonal, starting from that block there, you're going to place 2 blocks going up on the right side. 2 blocks going up on the right. It's 1, 2. Now place 4 blocks going diagonal up to the right. 4 blocks diagonal. That's 1, 2, 3, 4. I'll get rid of those. Now place 2 blocks going across on the upper level to the right. 2 blocks. 1, 2. Now 3 blocks going diagonal up to the right. 1, 2, 3. Now place 2 blocks going across on the upper level to the right. 1, 2. Now, place 3 blocks going across on the upper level to the right. 3 blocks. It's 1, 2, 3. Now, place 12 blocks going across on the upper level to the right. 12 blocks. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 blocks. Now, place 2 sets of 3s going across on the upper level to the right. 2 sets of 3s. So that's 1, 2, 3, 1. 1, 2, 3, 2. 2 sets of 3s. Now, starting underneath the second set of 3s, starting from the middle block of the second set of 3s going across, so starting from there, you're going to place 1 black wool. So it looks like that. Now, starting on top of the right block of the second set of 3s going across, so starting on top of that block, the right block, you're going to place 2 blocks going diagonal up to the right. So that's 1 and 2. 2 blocks diagonal, and it should look like this. Now, you're going to place 2 blocks going across on the upper level to the right. 2 blocks going across. That's 1, 2. Now place 3 blocks going diagonal up to the right. 3 blocks diagonal. So that's 1, 2, 3. So it should look like this. And don't get rid of the placement blocks yet. If you did, that's fine. All you need to keep is this one here. The placement block underneath the first block going diagonal. So we can get rid of these. So make sure it looks exactly like this so far with the placement block here. Now, with the black wool starting on the right side of this placement block, so starting from there, place 3 blocks going across. That's 1, 2, 3. So it looks like this. Now get rid of that. Now, starting on top of the right block, of these 3 blocks going across, so starting on top of this block, you're going to place 5 blocks going diagonal up to the right. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 blocks going diagonal up to the right, and it should look exactly like this. Now let's go back to the 3 blocks going across here, and going back to the right block of the 3 blocks, starting underneath it this time, you're going to place 9 blocks going down. 9. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 blocks going down. Now we're going to move back to the 3 blocks going diagonal up here. So going back to these 3 blocks diagonal, starting from that block there, you're going to place 3 blocks going across on the upper level to the left. 3 blocks across, upper level to the left. That's 1, 2, 3. Now place 1 block going diagonal down to the left. That's 1. Now 2 blocks going across on the lower level to the left. 1, 2. Just a heads up, this is going to be the outline for his sword, so we're not going to completely get the outline of Deadpool in this part. Just a heads up, because I put a lot of detail into Deadpool's sword here. So, from these 2 blocks going across, so starting from that block, you're going to place 2 blocks going diagonal down to the left. That's 1 and 2. Now place 2 blocks going across on the lower level to the left. 2 blocks, so that's 1, 2. Now, starting underneath the right block of these 2 blocks going across, so starting underneath that block, you're going to place 1 black wool. So that's 1, and it should look like this. Now let's go back to these 2 blocks going across to the left, and this time starting from the left block, so starting from that block, you're going to place 1 block going diagonal down to the left. That's 1. And it should look exactly like this. Now from this 1 block, you're going to place 2 blocks going across on the lower level to the left. 2 blocks across. 1, 2. So it should look exactly like this. I'll fly back so you can see. I do recommend pausing the video now just so you can compare blocks so they look exactly like this. Now we're going to move back up here to the 3 blocks going across that we placed going to the left. The blocks that came after these 3 blocks diagonal up to the right. So go back to these 3 blocks here, and we're going to start on top of the right block. So starting on top of the right block, we're going to be placing what is known as a linked block. It's going to be linked blocks. So you're going to place a linked 3 blocks going across to the right. Now, what is a linked? Now, this is what a linked is. Usually, when I tell you to place anything like a regular, for instance, if I said 3 blocks across, don't do this, just look. This is just an example. If I said 3 blocks across, you would use the placement block. So that would be 1, 2, 3. So it would look like that. Now, don't do this again. This is just for example. I'm going to destroy this in a second. So it would look like this if I said just regular 3 blocks across. If I just said 3 blocks, I wouldn't say regular. But in this case, we don't need the placement block because I said linked. Now, the links are going to always be connected to each other. So, instead of the placement block, I said, now do this. You should do this. Place a link 3 blocks going across starting on top of the right block. So that's 1, 2, whoops, that's 1, 2, 3. So that's 1, 2, 3, and we didn't need the placement block to get there because we started on top of this block. On top or next, it doesn't really matter. If I say linked, you're going to start next to the block that I instruct you. So it looks like that. That's what linked blocks are. In other words, just connected. That's just a new term. For those of you who are new to my tutorials, of course, for all of you that aren't new, you know exactly what linked blocks are. So, now that we have the linked 3 blocks going across, starting from that block there, the right block of the 3 blocks going across, we're going to start on top of it. Starting from there, you're going to place 3 blocks going diagonal up to the right. So that's 1. Starting from there, that's 1. That's 2. And that's 3. Get rid of those. And it should look exactly like this so far. So now let's move back down here, down to the left, to where we had the 2 blocks going across here after the 1 block diagonal down to the left, and then we had the 2 blocks going across to the left. We're going to start from the left block of these 2 blocks going across, so starting from that block there, you're going to place 2 blocks going diagonal up to the left. That's 1 and 2. Get rid of those, so it looks like this. Now, starting from the first block that went diagonal up to the left, so starting from this block here, you're going to place 2 blocks going diagonal up to the right. 2 blocks. So that's 1, and that's 2. So it looks like that. Now, keep in mind, we're going to come back to this 1 block here, the second block of the 2 blocks going diagonal. I just want you to keep that in mind. We're going to come back to this later on. So, let's focus here on the 2 blocks that we just placed going diagonal up to the right. And starting from that block, you're going to place 2 blocks going across on the upper level to the right. 2 blocks across, upper level to the right. 1, 2. So it looks like that. Now place 1 block going diagonal up to the right. That's 1. Now place 2 blocks going across on the upper level to the right. 1, 2. And now place 1 block going diagonal up to the right. That's 1. Now 2 blocks going across on the upper level to the right. 1, 2. Now 1 block going diagonal up to the right. That's 1. And it should look like this so far. Now we're going to go back to the 1 block that we just placed going diagonal up to the right. So from that block, you're going to place 2 blocks going across on the upper level to the right. It's 1, 2. Now place 1 block going diagonal up to the right. That's 1. Now 3 blocks going across on the upper level to the right. 3 blocks. So that's 1, 2, and 3. And the 3rd block should be on top of this black wall here. And if it is, you're doing everything correctly so far. Now, starting on top of the right block of the 3 blocks going across that we just placed, so starting from there, you're going to place a linked 2 blocks going across to the right. A linked 2 blocks. Now, again, for those of you who are new, I do stress the word linked, like maybe 3 times, just in case there's some dummy that didn't hear me the first time or the second time I told them to place a linked. I will always stress the word linked no matter what. So linked 2 blocks going across, so it looks like this. So I'm sorry if it sounds annoying, but I'm always going to be stressing that word. Now, starting on top of the right block of the 2 blocks going across, so starting from that block, you're going to place 1 black wall. So it looks like that. Now, from this 1 block, you're going to place 1 block going diagonal up to the left. Now, that's 1. So it should look like this. Go ahead and pause the video now if you need to, because there's some weird shapes going on here. Alright, so now let's go back down here. Going back to the 2 blocks going diagonal up to the left. Now remember I said we were going to come back to this block here. So we're going back to these 2 blocks diagonal, and we're going to start from this black wall now. Now, if you do remember, we had 2 blocks going diagonal from the first block that went diagonal up to the left. This time we're going to start from the second block, so the second block diagonal. So from that block, you're going to place 4 blocks going diagonal up to the right. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. That's 4 blocks diagonal. So in total, you can count this, and it's actually 5 blocks, starting from the second block. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So if you were to count it like that, going up to the right, it's a total of 5 blocks diagonal. Now, starting from that block, you're going to place 2 sets of 2s going across on the upper level to the right. 2 sets of 2s. That's 1, 2, 1. 1, 2, 2. That's 2 sets of 2s. Now place one block going diagonal up to the right. That's one. Now 2 blocks going across on the upper level to the right. 2 blocks. 1, 2. Now place 3 blocks going up on the right side. 3 blocks going up on the right. So that's 1, 2, 3. So it should look like this. Now, starting from the center block of the 3 blocks going up, in other words, the middle block, it shouldn't be hard at all to find. So the middle block, you're going to start on the right side of it. So starting from the right block of the middle block of the 3 blocks going up, so starting from there, you're going to place 3 blocks going across to the right. So that's 1, 2. So it should look like this. Now keep these 3 blocks going up on the right in mind, because we're going to come back to these 3 blocks going up. So let's go back over here to the 2 blocks. Now starting from that block, you're going to place 1 block going diagonal up to the right. That's 1. And now place 2 blocks going across on the upper level to the right. 2 blocks. That's 1, 2. Should be making contact with this 1 block here. So get rid of that, and it should look like this. Now let's go back to the 3 blocks going up that I told you we were going to return to. So let's start from the top block of the 3 blocks going up. So starting from that block, starting on the left side of it, so starting from there, you're going to place 9 blocks going across. So starting from there, again, just 9 blocks going across to the left. So that's 1. This block that we just placed, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That was 9 blocks going across. Now, there are some people that do make the mistake of actually counting the block. Say, if I were to say place 9 blocks going across like I did, they would actually count this block here, the top block of like the 3 blocks, as the first block. We didn't count this. Every number that's set, it belongs to itself. So don't count that. Just place, this is the first block. That should have been the first block here. So that's 9 blocks going across. Now, starting on top of the left block of the 9 blocks going across, so starting on top of this black wall, so from there, place 2 blocks going up. That's 1, and that's 2. So it looks like that. Now let's go back to the block here, the left block of the 9 blocks going across. Just going back to this block, you're going to place 3 blocks going down on the left side. On the left side, 3 blocks going down. So that's 1, 2, 3. Now place 3 blocks going down on the right side. So on the right side, 3 blocks going down. 1, 2, 3. Now let's go back to the top block of the 3 blocks going down on the right. So going back to this block here, you're going to place a linked 2 blocks going up on the right side. A linked 2 blocks going up on the right. So that's 1. That's 2. That's a linked 2 blocks going up on the right. Now you're just going to place 2 blocks going up on the right. 2 blocks going up on the right. Notice that I did not say linked, so it's just regular. So that's just 2 blocks going up on the right, and it should be making contact with these 9 blocks going across to the left. Now, let's go back to these 3 blocks that went down on the left side of these 9 blocks going across. So going back to these 3 blocks going down on the left, we're going to start from the top block. So starting from that block there, you're going to place a linked 2 blocks going up on the left side. A linked 2 blocks going up on the left. So that's 1, 2. That's a linked 2 blocks going up. Now, you're going to place 2 blocks going up on the left side. 2 blocks going up on the left. So that's just 1, 2. Now place a linked 2 blocks going up on the left side. A linked 2 blocks. Now, I will apologize in advance. There is going to be a lot of linked blocks. So you're going to hear me stress the word linked a lot. So that's a linked 2 blocks. And just to do a little quick recap, we had the 3 blocks here going down on the left. then we had the linked 2 blocks going up, and then we had the regular 2 blocks here, just 2 blocks going up, and then we had the linked 2 blocks going up. Now, there is going to be a massive amount of these linked, so I'm going to be doing a lot of recaps. So, now starting from that block, you're going to place 2 blocks going up on the left side. 2 blocks going up on the left. So that's 1, 2. Then place a linked 2 blocks going up on the left side. A linked 2 blocks going up on the left. So that's 1, 2. So it looks like this. So now let's go back up. And you're going to place 2 blocks going up on the left side. 2 blocks going up on the left. That's 1, 2. Now place a linked 2 blocks going up on the left. A linked 2 blocks. That's 1, and that's 2. So it looks like this. Now the easiest way to see this is just ignore this for a while. Just ignore these 3 blocks and these 2 blocks that are linked. Ignore this just for a while, and let's focus on this pattern. It's easier to see it in patterns. So if we consider this one pattern, these 2 linked blocks here as a pattern, so this is just one pattern, then we move up to the left, and look at that. That's another pattern. That's 2 patterns. Now let's go up to the left again, and that's 3 patterns. So you should have 3 of these type of blocks that are linked together. So this is the first pattern. Now remember, ignore this for just a second, these 3 blocks and these 2 blocks. So this is 1 pattern, this is 2, and this is the 3rd up here. So it should look exactly like this so far. Now, I will admit this is going to be by far one of the most difficult sections of a pixel art that I would have ever, I guess, commentated or rather instruct you on. This is going to be very difficult to follow. Hopefully I will make it easier. I will definitely go slow in part 2 because part 2 might consist of only making the sword because the sword has a lot of detail and a lot of outlining with black wool, and this will be a tough one to actually complete, which is why I'm going to go and take this slow and do a lot of recaps. I know this is new, even to the new, or even to the old subscribers, I should say. They don't see me do this many recaps, but I know this is going to be a very difficult part to instruct you on, and probably going to be difficult to follow, but believe me, I will go slow, and I will do recaps of showing you what we placed, like, I don't know, like 2 minutes ago, just to make sure you're on the right track. So, I am going to pause here and continue my Deadpool Minecraft pixel art tutorial in part 2. So be sure to stay tuned in for more Minecraft videos.